contemplating maybe selling your home sometime soon. The thoughts kind of go through your mind maybe, gosh, should we employ the services of a realtor? Maybe we can sell our home ourselves. And you know, that is a possibility going for sale by owner. Welcome to Breakfast with Bev this morning. I'm Bev Curtis here at Bev & Co. at House of Brokers.
I'm Cheryl Moppin.
And we're actually here this morning to talk about the 9 steps in selling your home for sale by owner. And you know, I think sometimes people think that, oh gosh, selling for sale by owner is a bad thing. And I've always been of the mentality, not necessarily. Sometimes maybe you can actually sell your home yourself. It's your home, it's your equity, it's certainly your right. However, sometimes people simply don't have the know-how, never have done this type of process before. There's lots and ins and outs that maybe you haven't thought of. And there's some key points if you want to try to attempt selling your home yourselves. You need to understand what you're up against, what the market's like, and just some key principles in actually having a successful transaction. So let's start off with the first thing. And I think no matter how you list your home, price is always king. If you are off the target market as far as pricing goes, then everything else kind of goes awry. Buyers will look at what properties have sold for in your neighborhood. They're going to look at surrounding neighborhoods. They're going to also factor in specialty items with your home. If you're on water, if you're in central downtown, say Old Southwest area, there's some key places and lots around town that can always pull a little bit higher dollar value just because there's a specialty item or amenity that goes along with the home. So doing your research on pricing is imperative because no matter what else you do to the property, even no matter how nice the property is, people are always going to do a checks and balance on the price. The other part of that, coupled with that, is the preparation of your home. I hear a lot of people say, I want to try for sale by owner first because I kind of want to test the market. I kind of want to see what the market, how they're going to respond to me.
Or I want to see if I can get it sold without having to do this or that.
Right, like maybe I don't have to replace my carpet. Maybe they're not going to be requiring me to paint the exterior of my home or whatever the situation might be. The thing to keep in mind is test marketing your home can also be a big concern if it doesn't work, because a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times we do get calls from folks that have been on the market for sale by owner. They kind of test drove the market, so to speak. It wasn't successful, but now they're in that, I really do need to sell my home. And now it's imperative that I do all of these things. And so there's already a little bit of a staleness factor associated. And so now
buyers have already seen those homes, especially if you're marketing it well. Buyers have already seen it online if they're looking.
Right. And so there's this staleness factor that comes into play that now you're having to play catch up. And not only on the improvements are you having to catch up on, probably your pricing as well.
Yeah, because if, a buyer sees, well, they tried to sell it themselves, it didn't work, their house must be priced too high, or there's something wrong because it's still on the market, and then they had to use a realtor to get it done. So once you've priced your home and prepared your home accurately to sell, photographing the home is really important. Yes, our iPhones are great. It still pays greatly to have professional photography of your home because, the photography relates to how many showings you're getting and and the price. Because the prettier the photo online, the more buyers you're going to get to your door and probably the better price.
Well, and keep in mind, people shop online for almost everything today. Everything can almost be bought online. Homes are no different. So people are viewing you online in their jammies all hours of the day or evening time. And if you don't make the cut online based on your photos, you're probably not going to get an actual viewing.
We've seen excellent homes that they've tried to sell for sale by owner, and a lot of it they didn't get it sold just because of photos. They really didn't do justice to the house, and there was nothing wrong with the house, and there was nothing wrong with the price. It was just not marketed well online, and a buyer really didn't know what was being offered. And then, so once you have done the photography on your home, listing your home online, Buyers are online. You may get a drive-by, but the drive-bys are a lot slimmer now. People are looking at home in their spare time. So trying to get it on the Zillow, the Trulia, where buyers are present. You can do Craigslist. You have to watch out for Craigslist scams. Those happen a lot. And then you also have to know when you do list it on Zillow, if somebody calls you, they very likely could be transferred to an agent that partners with Zillow to get leads. So buyers may not actually, and then that agent might steer them in a different direction. So, it's good because you get exposure, but you also have to be careful because the buyers may not be in contact with you either. Yeah.
So sometimes we also hear that people may want to go for sale by owner and they're not sure what kind of disclosures are required. So keep in mind when you're selling a home in the state of Missouri, you do need to be very careful as far as filling out the proper city disclosures, state disclosures, basically the health of the home during your ownership, and actually any prior knowledge that you know about the property that is crucial for someone else to know in the next transaction. So anything that's gone on during your time period or prior to needs to be fully disclosed on the proper documentation. And so that's where you probably do need to seek some legal advice if you're not going to employ the services of a realtor, or definitely do your due diligence in making certain that your liability is covered. The other thing to think about in marketing your home is exactly that. How are you going to market your home and get the word out there? So you need to think about all the different avenues as far as getting your home out there. Facebook, if you're going to go through Craigslist, if you're going to go through Zillow, if you're going to contact realtors to let them know that your home is on the market and that you're willing to participate with the buyer's agent. Maybe it is canvassing your neighborhood. Maybe it's putting an ad traditionally in the newspaper. Some people I still see, do that type of form of advertising as well. So you're going to have to get your network of how are you going to get your home to get the most exposure out there, because the avenues today with technology are endless, and that's where spending your marketing dollars wisely to reach the general public that you're trying to reach for your particular property is crucial, and to get that done in a timely fashion, because time on the market makes or breaks the sale. So the earlier on you can sell your home, typically you net more dollars. The longer on the market, the more staleness factor, the more doubt it creates in the buyer's mind, typically ends less dollars in your pocketbook.
And with marketing, just making sure that you're, abiding by fair housing laws, because that applies to everybody, not just licensed realtors. So you have to be careful what you put out there. And so hiring, an attorney too is probably wise. We're in a sue happy world, unfortunately. Another big one is communicating with buyers, potential buyers, leads that come in on your home, especially if you do have a property that's very desirable. You're going to have phone calls. So if you work in a job where 9 to 5 you can't have your phone at all, you could be missing potential buyers. I mean, there's a lot of times, we get calls all day, every day, and if you don't answer, they might be on to the next property and have already written an offer on another property before 5 o'clock rolls around. So making sure you're available, making sure you're answering those calls, those emails, those Facebook messages, wherever you're advertising, the leads are coming in, the people are messaging you through that. And then it's a waiting game.
And a lot of it too is just being available to show the property in a timely manner. So even once they contact you, when people want to see a property, they typically want to see it on their time frame, and they want to see it fairly quickly if they're really engaged in the market and are planning on making a purchasing decision pretty quickly. So all of those factors kind of play into the process. And I think sometimes people kind of forget that. It's more about, okay, I'm just going to put my sign in the yard, I'll put my price on the house that I want, and the phone's going to ring to me, and it's just going to magically happen. That may occur sometimes, but I do think that for most people, it is a lengthy process. And if you have the time to do these steps and do them properly, more power to you. Kudos to you to get the job done successfully. For the folks that maybe don't have the time or the know-how, and it's just not maybe, if they have to move quickly, there's so many other factors and things going on in their life and their world that they just don't have the time and the means to do it. I think that's where hiring the service of a realtor can be very, very necessary and could make life so much more simpler. And, let's face it, this is what we do every day. We engage with buyers and sellers in the marketplace every day, all day long, as far as knowing property values and what the restrictions are and what's required as far as disclosures and all of just the technicalities of the transaction. So I never want to say don't try being a for sale by owner, because it's one of those things, it never offends me when people say they want to try for sale by owner. And my response always to them is, I hope it works out great for you. Here's some tips that I can share with you. And if it doesn't, just know that our door is always open and we'll be more than happy to share our knowledge and expertise and help you to get the job done. So,
And if you are thinking about, doing this on your own, we have tons of videos on our YouTube and on our website on prepping your home, pricing your home, marketing your home. So, we are a valuable resource even if you are going to do it yourself. Check us out, check our website out, check our YouTube out.
Yeah, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. So all the information is out there. So, more power to you. And I hope you find this information to be very helpful. That's always our intent, is to give valuable information to our friends and clients. And if there's ever any topics that you're interested in that you would like for us to add in on our Breakfast with Bev, don't hesitate to email us or reach out to us, and we would love to incorporate those as well. So, Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining in.
And next week, we're actually going to be talking about step number 2, preparing your home to sell. We're going to talk about the different types of staging and the different levels of staging you can do. So,
yeah, that'll be very fun. So, okay, well, enjoy the day. It's supposed to be a little snowy out there, but hey, we're in winter months, so we'll see you next week.